Ireland, oh, I'm coming home. Though I roamed, sure my heart never left her. O'er the dark rolling sea, she is calling to me. Oh, I'm coming back home to Ireland.
Céad míle fáilte, 100,000 welcomes to Irish Paint Magic. Today we're going to go to a subject called the Poppy Fields. And I think it will be a very interesting subject to each and every one of you. So all of you at home, please sit up if you cannot get out for the day and come with me and maybe take off your shoes and walk through the poppy fields with me. Before I go onto the canvas, I just want to read out maybe a few more of the emails that came in here to the studio and to me. And from Maria Carney, will you keep that guy from Irish Paint Magic, he's great crack, tons better than the artists on the other channels. Thank you very much indeed, Maria. And from Tom Kavanagh, I would just like to say how much I enjoyed the art show that featured recently. This is the first time that I saw this program and really enjoyed it. I hope you will, as was suggested by the artist, have him paint scenes all over Ireland. In the meantime, you could always rerun programs. Thank you, John Kavanagh from Dublin. And I have one here from Roderick Smith, and it says, the painting show with Paul Flanagan and David Willis on Irish Paint Magic is excellent. Keep it on the air, please. As an amateur painter with little or no talent, this show definitely inspires me to paint and offers great tips. And I want to sincerely thank you, Roderick, for giving us the encouragement to keep the show going. So with that, I'm going to ask you to come up here onto the canvas. This is, as usual, the 24 by 18 canvas here, and 24 by 18, and it's all dry. So I need to make it slip and slide. So what I done, I put black gesso all over the canvas, black gesso. But here, I thinned it out a little bit to give the illusion that there's fields in the background. That's all I done. So I need to make it slip and slide. So now I'm going to have to get the 2-inch brush and liquid clear. I'm going to cover the whole canvas with liquid clear. And I can't stress it enough that sparingly, I have to do it sparingly. I keep saying this now, but it's very important that you at home would understand, because otherwise the paint would run down the canvas if you put on too much. And if you want information where to get these materials, just look at the show. All the information will be on the television show, the phone numbers and the addresses, etc. So don't be worried about where you get it. And it'll cost very little, just the cost of the post to have it posted out here. So don't go to any great trouble. And watch out that there's people giving out formulas of how to make these mediums, and they're ridiculous. They don't work, and they're putting people off paint. For God's sake, go away and buy a can of the mediums, the liquid white or the liquid clear, or the magic white or magic clear, and it'll be the best investment you ever made, because it'll make your life very easy and you'll save a fortune in paints. Now, that's all that done. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to make up a little bit of a dark color, green, perhaps green. There's sap green, maybe a bit of black into it, and maybe a little bit of Van Dyke brown, just to bring it to a brown tinge. So that's fine. Now, I go in under it and turn it over, mix it up well. Think you're mixing concrete or whatever. Now, there you go. Look in under there and you'll see the brown tinge. Now, I'm just going to leave that there for the moment. That's the color I'm going to have for the underground of the foliage. Straight away now, I'm going to go up here to the top of the canvas and put on a little bit of liquid white or magic white up here. And there's no harm to leave it go, maybe down in there as well. Look. Very little of it now, very little in there. Just to give it a little bit of slip. And straight away now, I'm going to go into a little bit of blue up here. Bit of black, tone it down a little bit. Blue and black, that's better. Have a little bit of blue. No great detail at all on the sky, because the sky only takes up about 1/5 of the painting. So I'm not going to any great detail. So just go right down there to the back of those trees. I will put a little bit of cloud formation in there as well. So I just get the number 6 fan brush, and I'm going to pull that titanium white, loaded well, titanium white. And there you go. That's it. Plenty of paint on it, and up onto the canvas now. And I just hit it here and there at random. Don't go to any trouble when you're doing this. A lot of people, you're bogging yourself down to know how do you make clouds. Just hit it here and there. Go away, because the clouds, they float around up there in the air. The wind blows them. And sometimes if I'm painting outdoors, people come along and say, well, that sky is not there, but I have to tell them, if you were here 20 minutes ago, the sky that's on the canvas is the sky that was up there. It would be gone away. Watch the old dark areas that you don't kill them, okay? That's all I'm going to say to you. No great trouble now to paint that sky. I don't want any great trouble. So I just go over it very gently and ask you to sit down. Sit down there, please. Thank you. Thank you. Nice day now. Nice day today. And the whole lot is nice and soft now. And we can get on with the painting. Now I'm going to go back to this dark green that I picked up earlier on with the filbert brush, this dark green here. Remember, I added the sap green and I added black to it and a little bit of Van Dyke brown to brown it. So I'm going into it, pushing into it now like this. Pull it out and push in like that. Okay, so come on up here to the canvas now. Do you know what I'll do now? I'm sorry now. I think I'll put a little bit of blue in that. I'll put a little bit there and put a bit of blue into it, because the reason I'm putting the blue into it, I want it to go away a little bit further back. I want to get a little bit more value. So I'm going to push in now with the blue. There's just a little bit of phthalo blue gone into it. Not a whole lot, but it's there anyway. So I tap it now, tap it. Keep the brush vertical. I think I should show you this brush close up. I just want to show you this brush. Look, it's half round at the top. It's called a filbert brush, and that will give you the shape of the trees. And you can turn it now. It's still the shape, still same shape. That's a lovely shot. I can see it in the monitors now. So come on up onto the canvas now, please. And just tap in now. But if you keep the brush vertical and let the light break through the tops of the trees there, it will give you the illusion that the light is breaking through. But on the bottom of the trees then, it will be quite dense inside in the ditches. That's where the bunny rabbits and the fox and the badgers and all them. Well, the badgers will be underground, but the fox will be inside there looking out. And he said, what's that old bloody fella from Cork on about there? And now I'm going to pull this the opposite way. I'm putting it down now down with the lay of the land, that way. Right? I'm going to wipe my brush now. I'll pick up a little bit of, I'm just going to pick up maybe a little bit of yellow ochre first, there. And let that mix with the colour that's on there. But I'm going with the lay of the land now. I'm coming down, there's a fall of ground down there. Pulling down with the lay of the land. And I'm going to now add a little bit of cad yellow. Just a little bit. Here. That's better. And again, I'm going down with the lay of the land, falling down with the field. And the old liquid clear now is working wonders for me here. All right? Again, just a little bit more and I'll go away from it then. I'm telling myself to go away from it now. There she goes. Now, it's fine. Now I'm going to get back into that darker colour again. That dark green colour, which is this one. And I'm leaving the blue one out, the one with the blue is left out of it now. So I'm going back into that darker colour. And again, keeping the brush vertical, up like that, I want to create another ditch. And that will push the field back. So you must say to the field, go back now, Mr. Field, get back there. Thank you. Make sure you talk to the field. Get back there. And off she goes, and up she'll go, up along the hill, right up. Right up. There you go. Thank you. And again now I'm going to pull this down with the hill, right down, with the fall of ground down now. And again now I'm going to introduce yellow ochre into that, all along there. Yellow ochre. And the yellow ochre now is mixing with the other colour that's inside. It's picking up the green now. You see, that's the beauty of having the mediums on. Then we can mix the colour on the canvas rather than trying to mix them on the palette. You see me mixing the colour now on the palette, or on the canvas, not on the palette. There you go, right down and right down along the ditch there. Oh, that ditch is full of rabbits. Oh. When I was a kid, I used to do a lot of hunting and ferreting and all that. Half the country were fed on rabbits long ago. I don't know what they fed them inside in Dublin here, where I am at the moment, but I live down in the rural areas of Ireland, the real part of Ireland. And we used to go off out hunting rabbits and things like that. Make a few bob when we were kids. What I'm going to do next is, I want to introduce a little bit of colour into that. So I'm going to get, first of all, a bit of white spirit on my brush, and a bit of yellow, bit of red, and mix them, and you get an orange, red-orange colour. Another bit of red, but I don't want it to be jumping out too much now, so I put another bit of orange in, a bit of yellow into it to make it more orangey, and that'll push it away. And I'm going to go back for another little bit of white spirit to thin it out. Now I want you to come up to the canvas because I'm going to start spattering a little bit. The director of programs, he just started taking a mouthful of tablets when he heard that I was going to go spattering. He says his studio will be ruined. He'll run me out of it again. Now, I'm going to get the knife, and I'm going to hold the knife up for the camera to see this. I'm going to get the brush, and it's a number 4 fan brush, and I'm going to put it up against the knife and spatter off onto the canvas by rubbing it. It'll cause spatters. A lot of people do this with a toothbrush, but this is much better way because you have that lovely long edge here on that knife, and you just do it. So come up here, and we'll just spatter. I'm not going to any great detail at the moment, and I'm just going to just introduce a little bit of the colour all along there. It's only an illusion that there's poppies growing away in the distance. Don't go to any great detail, but lots and lots of them. You could walk through the fields with your shoes off. It's ever so refreshing. Absolutely lovely. Now, I don't want to go to too much detail because I want that to be a little bit away in the distance. So I'm going to leave it at that. I'll leave it. So I just put that brush aside for the moment, and I'm going to go back up to the background, trees back up there. So again, I'm going to fill all this in up here. I need to push all that back. So I'm going into that bluey green colour with the filbert brush again. And back up here, up high, and let it break up at the sky. Let it break the line, the sky line there. All those trees are up there. Down the bottom, lean hard and get it in there. I'll introduce just a little bit of a highlight there, not much. So I just go back to a little bit of cad yellow there, just a little bit, and introduce just a little bit where the sun will catch some of those. By just tapping in now, keep the brush vertical. Tap it in, not down the bottom that much because the light won't penetrate down the bottom that much. And maybe a little bit along here and there now, not that many there. A few little bits along there. Don't overdo it, it's quite a bit away now. Just ask the paint to jump off for you and twill. A few little bits there. Just a few little highlights now, not too much. Yeah, that's fine. I don't want to overdo this now. So I'm going to change now to the 1-inch brush. And I'm going to go into that dark color again here, this dark color. That's the dark green now, in there. I'm going to come up here and up there, look, and create another line of trees along the old ditch here. Just tap in, fill it all in there as though you're painting the old garden at home. No gardens in Dublin, what am I talking about? I don't know what a garden is. Just tap it all in. And that will push all that back then. Ask it on to go back. Go back. Go on back. Thank you. Thank you. All bushes and everything. And that'll push this field back now as well. So we'll ask this field to go back a little bit. I think we will anyway. So go on back there for me. Thank you. Fill all that in there. Now that'll push the other field back. Get back there. Thank you. And now we need to highlight all that. A bit of cad yellow. And maybe a bit of sap green or a yellow ochre and a little bit of sap green. The whole lot together. No, that's grand. Back up here. Now I need to push everything back, and I'll do that by just touching there, look. Oh, there's a lovely bush there, look, in flower. Oh my God, it's gorgeous. Even though I don't mind saying so myself. All pushing all that back. Let it be quite dense down here, quite dense down there. I get back for more of that paint. All the mixtures, the green, cad yellow, yellow ochre, they're all there together. And again, you could create another layer here. The sun will catch that there and to come down in. Mind the darks now, mind the darks. Just tap down, talk to it, sit down there please. Thank you, thank you. All the way down and all the way down into the dark area again. Maybe just a little highlight there and there again. And again, right down and right down here to the dark area. All along there. Now that's fine. Now what I need to do is introduce some of the darker color. I'm going to make up some more of the dark color for you there. There's the sap green. There's black, Van Dyke brown. All dark, really dark. And then we'll bring it to light. The principle of oil painting is that this is all oil painting. And that you bring your colours from the dark to the light. That's how it works. You put on your dark colour first. If I can finish a painting in 25 or 30 minutes, you can finish it in a day. And in spite of yourself, you'll improve in spite of yourself because you'll make progress and you'll want to go back again to do the next one. So use the mediums. And you'll know where to get them. You'll get them on the program. All the addresses will be on the program. So I'm going back now to a 1-inch brush with that dark color that I just mixed, and I'm going to put it all in there, all along there. I think now I might put a few little highlights on that, although I like it, the dark contrasting it there. I won't, I'll leave it there. I like the old dark there contrasting, it gives a nice contrast. So, really dark between the black and the green, really dark green, and then we're going to bring it up to light. Now, there's the dark. So we bring it to light now. And I'm going to pick up a bit of cad yellow. A bit of cad yellow, yellow ochre. And all along there. All along there. Bring it up to light now. Come on up to light for us. Another piece. And again, all along that whole field there. Down here near the bottom of the canvas, I want it to be quite dark. That will focus your eye into the painting. It draws your eye into the painting. So that's why I want it to be down there. So now, I'm going to start spattering. The poor old director of programs is losing his cool here now. He thinks I'm going to run amok. I won't, Paul, I will not. Here we go. I'm going to, a little bit of yellow, thinned out now with the brush, starting with the yellow, and I'm going to start spattering this. Here we go. All along, all those buttercups. I used to collect them and make buttercups and daisy chains when I was a kid. In the parks, of course, there was no television that time. None of us had any radio either. I wonder how many people can remember doing daisy chains of buttercups in the parks and in the fields and the meadows. So this is bringing back nice memories to me. My days in the country for my summer holidays. So there we go. All along. Lots and lots and lots of buttercups. Right? All there. All there. Just spattering them off. And as I said now, some people would do this with a toothbrush, but this is much quicker and much more effective. So I'm going to change the colour now. I think I might go in with a little bit of white for the few daisies. Also, I'm thinning out the paint now, so the paint is quite thin, you know. That'll jump off. So back again, same principle. And here we are now. That's much better. That's much better. And there's your daisies. And spat. Don't tell anyone I showed you how to do this. Whatever you do, don't tell anybody. You show your friends the lovely effects you get. And you can tell them you were down in Cork and in art school for years upon years, learning how to do it. And then you can have a good laugh with them after and say you were only joking. Now, I'm going to go into the illusion of poppies. So I'm going into the yellow and the reds. And the very same thing. I'm going to start putting in all these oranges and reds, loads and loads of them, by just tapping in or scraping it off at the edge of this old knife. Poppy fields are very, very popular. We'll all take our shoes off and we'll walk through this. And you know, you can get lovely texture this way for sand and gravel. Down my way, I don't know all over Ireland, but down my way they used to call potatoes poppies when I was a kid. I don't know what way, in different parts of the country. Like we call the furze bushes. Some parts they call them whins. We just change, but it's lovely. Different areas have their own way of pronouncing. Oh, now I'm being a bit bold here as it comes closer to me now. Lots more. Good. Now, I'm going to ask you to the camera to come right up, because I have a little surprise in there. There was a lady walking through the poppy fields, gathering some of them when I was there. And I want to get her to sit down now into the painting with her basket collecting the flowers. Push her back. Thank you. Thank you. Another way I should show you about doing these things, I don't know how I'm from time, but I think I'm alright. Turn the brush upside down and use the handle of the brush like this. See this? Use the handle of the brush like that. and then come up and just tap in like that. And you get a bigger ones then which are closer. Just tap in. And you can tell them all at home and your friends how you had a special brush flown in from the United States of America to do that. And when you're finished, have a laugh at them in a joke and say, look, I saw that old cock for that on television, and that's how he done it. And now, what I'm going to say is, try this one. This one is an easy one to suit everybody. So, until we meet again, God Amila Mahagot, Shlan Lat, and God bless you all, my friends.
Ireland, my Ireland, oh, I'm coming home. Though I roam, sure my heart never left her. Oh, the dark rolling sea, she is calling.